Who loves spices? Hey guys, today I've got a treat for you guys, and we're going to talk about spices. And apparently, I didn't realize that I had such a collection of spices from this company, but I pulled out everything, pretty much everything. I think there's a couple of other jars in my pantry that I didn't get to, but I pulled out just about everything that I had that I've purchased from a company called Penzeys. So today we're going to talk about Penzeys spices, and I don't know if it's an obsession or I just enjoy variety like most of you guys do, but we're going to talk about Penzeys spices. So my name is Kerry Stessel. This is the Foodie Club channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in, checking it out. Hope you enjoy the videos. If you do, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and please subscribe also, and I'll keep making videos for you guys. So just doing some product reviews lately. Figured it'd be a good time to do that while not getting out so much and everybody's social distancing. So here we go. So Penzeys, if you haven't heard of them, it's Penzeys, Penzeys.com, so Penzeys.com. They do have a store in Houston on 19th Street, and they also have some other locations around the United States, but you can order online. Pretty cool company. We've been buying from them for, I don't know, probably 20 years at least, so I know they've been around a long time. But their stores are really fun. It's kind of like, a foodie mecca sort of place to go to if you like spices and seasonings and all kinds of different products. So how many different ways can you make chicken? That's the mystery question, right? Or shrimp if you're Bubba. But we all look for different types of foods and dishes and recipes. And a lot of times we go to the grocery store and we buy the similar vegetables that we like. We buy, the same types of proteins that we like. And then you get home and it's like, well, how am I going to make chicken? So I actually think I asked this one time on my Foodie Club page, the Woodland Spring, Texas Foodie Club page. If you're not on there, feel free to check that out on Facebook. It's a really great group. And I think I asked, it was either chicken, how should I prepare my chicken, or I think it was hamburger meat, one of the two, but it was like, how should I prepare this tonight? And I was just, kind of tired of making it all the usual ways that I usually make, chicken. And I think, because the page has right now, I believe, like right at 43,000 people. So it's a pretty good, big group. It's a nice sized group. And I believe I had somewhere around 400 or 500. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look, but it was a while back. But about 400 or 500 people commented on how to cook my chicken. So definitely appreciated the feedback. It was a hard decision to figure out which one I wanted to go with, but definitely a lot of choices. So I'm just going to give you guys kind of the rundown of Penzeys seasonings. The one thing that I like about them is you can order online, and usually if it's above a certain dollar amount, they give you free shipping. If you go and register at their website, they do have like special offers and coupons and stuff like that, and they'll throw in some little jars once in a while for free if you order over a certain amount. I've gotten stickers from them. I got a pretty cool little Penzeys coffee mug that they sent me one time as a gift with my order. So you never know. And when you go into the stores too, if you get their catalog, if you subscribe, they will give you like a free product or two usually when you're in the store shopping and buying something too. So pretty cool company. But all the products that I've seen that I've used, like I said, over like the last 20 or something years, really good quality. And that's what I really like about Penzeys, is they really do seriously seek out to find like the best of the best and really good quality. Some of their products are more common, I guess, quality than others maybe. Their garlic powder is good. I don't think there's anything phenomenal about it. I don't really know personally if there's anything special about where it's grown, where it comes from. But overall, the quality of all the products I like are very good. And if you saw my other video on seasonings that I did a while back on heaven-made products, one of the things that I touched on that I prefer when I'm purchasing seasonings and spices is to buy products that don't have salt, so I can control my own salt when I add it to whatever I'm seasoning or cooking. or something that has less salt in it. I'm not that I'm salt sensitive or anything like that, which I know some people are. Some people love salt, whatever your preference is. But I just like to be able to control the amount of salt level, because salt can have a big impact on how much a dish pops or how flat it can be. So salt is something that you definitely want to make sure that you're controlling. For example, if you had two different seasoning blends and you wanted to use both of them on whatever you're seasoning, and one's high in salt and the other one's high in salt, you could literally over salt whatever it is you're cooking. And I don't know if you've ever taken baked chicken or something out of the oven that you seasoned and it's over salted because you might have used multiple seasoning blends with excessive amounts of salt in there, and you almost want to wash it off under the faucet just to get some of that. I don't know if that's ever happened to you or just me, but let's just say that if you washed it off, it probably tastes better. So don't let that happen to you. Plus, one of the things with seasoning blends also quickly is that you're paying for a quality product, and salt is cheap. So these companies, if they load it with salt and less of the other ingredients that are in there, it cuts their costs down, saves them money, they make more profit. So with that being said, I'm just going to kind of run down the product line. I'm going to try not to go into too much detail and make this thing kind of light and just kind of an overview of all the stuff that I have here. And then I'm going to touch on some of the ones that I specifically love that are staples in my house. You could probably guess which ones are staples by the size of the jar there, but I'm just going to run down. So this one right here is a buttermilk ranch, if you can see that, which is kind of cool. Good all-around product. Yeah, you can use it as a salad dressing or dip, if you mix it with sour cream or something like that, or if you just want a little bit more depth of flavor on something. This is a really neat product. Good, I like it. This one was actually a product that I'd gotten free, I think, on my last order, and I did get a chance to open it up and try it. Never tried it before, but it's called Justice. So justice is served. So put that on whatever you want to serve justice to, I guess. Interesting name. It's got a little peace symbol there. But this one here has shallots, garlic, onion, green peppercorns, chives, and green onion. So it's got that green sort of flavor, if you will, with the chives and the green onion. Really good. I like it. It's nice. It's not overbearing. It's not real heavy as far as the seasoning goes. It's a nice light seasoning, I guess I would say. This one right here is one of my faves, along with this one here. So I'll show you this one. This one is air-dried shallots, and I don't know if I can get the shot in there or not, but if you can see that, those are air-dried shallots, and it smells wonderful. It really good. So soups, stews, anything that's going to cook with a liquid, to kind of rehydrate these, since they are air-dried. It's nothing that you would typically sprinkle like on a burger, because I wouldn't get enough moisture to reconstitute it, but soups and stews, something like that, works really good with rice dishes, paella sort of dishes. Risotto works really well with the risotto. And this is basically the same thing. This is just granulated air-dried. Now they do have some different shallots. They have a different one that's not an air-dried, and I think it's just a dehydrated. But you can, if you go into the stores, I'm not positive if they're open right now because of the virus, the COVID, but if you go in there, they do have sample jars that you can open them and you can like sample and smell and stuff like that. I doubt they're doing that right now, so that's kind of why I thought this would be a good review for anybody that's interested in ordering the seasoning. So hopefully I can convey, enough information on these products to help you make a decision if you're interested in buying one before you order it. Feel free to comment below in the video if you have any questions specifically about these or the uses, what kind of dishes. Comment below on the video. I'll try to get back to you. I'd be happy to answer any questions you guys have. or if you've used any of the Penzeys products, to let me know which ones are your favorites and what what kind of dishes and how you use them. But the air dried shallots is one of my favorites. I really enjoy that one. It's really good. This one is, I wasn't sure originally when I bought this the first time. This one's called Bavarian. And so Bavarian, for me, it works really good on pork chops. So if you want to bake pork chops and you're not going to do the shake thing, which is another story in itself. But this one's really good. I like it. It's got Bavarian style crushed brown mustard. So it's got that mustardy flavor, obviously. Along with that, it's got rosemary, garlic, thyme, bay leaves, and sage. So it's a really nice, aromatic. I like it. You can see I'm almost out. I need to probably order some more of that on my next order. And you can get, the smaller jars or the medium jars or the larger jars. And in some of the products you can also get in bags, which I purchased these for different reasons, and refill shakers if you have a shaker, or you can buy just new generic shakers if you want to buy the bags and fill those up, or however. I wouldn't use a seasoning into a shaker that was from something else, because the aroma, unless you wash it and clean it really well, and if it's glass, if it's plastic, I wouldn't reuse it. You don't want to get the herbs and the scents from the previous herbs and spices into the new spices and seasonings. So just be careful with that if you're going to reuse or repurpose a shaker. So that's the Bavarian. So that one I like on pork chops. Northwood seasoning is pretty good. That's that one there. I use it once in a while. Hungarian sweet paprika, telecherry, black peppers, thyme, cracked rosemary, granulated garlic, and chipotle. So that's the Northwoods. A little bit of a smoky, the chipotle is the last ingredient, so it's not a lot of it. It's not real spicy, sort of. You do get a little bit of the smokiness out of it, which is good. So this is, I would have to say, my staple, my favorite Penzeys product out of all of them, along with the telecherry black pepper is my other favorite. So this is called Mural of Flavor, and it is a mural of flavor. So this one here, I'm going to read the ingredients, and it's spices, which they don't tell you what the spices are. So legally they can say that and get away with it. So there must be some sort of secret blend in those spices that they just don't want you to know. But it's got spices. It's got shallots. So there again, shallots, onion, garlic, lemon peel, citric acid, chives, and orange peel. So what do I use this on? Pretty much just about anything. I've tried it on everything. Where I use it the most and where I enjoy it the most, the Mural of Flavor, is on eggs, like scrambled eggs or omelets, and vegetables. Any kind of vegetable. If you're going to roast them, bake them, grill them, any way you're going to prepare the vegetables, I like to season it with this. Now, if you heard what I read on the ingredients, the one thing that it does not have is salt. And yes, it is salt free. Now, I believe they make a version of this with salt. I don't remember exactly if they do or they don't. Either way, this is a salt-free product, so add your own sea salt or salt, whatever kind of salt you're going to use with that, and it's a really wonderful product. But yeah, any kind of vegetable, I love using this on. Asparagus, any vegetable at all. Mushrooms, if you're sauteing mushrooms, and eggs or omelets, those, and any kind of egg dish is really good. So that's Mural of Flavor. That's my favorite. I like that one. I could put that on everything, literally. That's just a small shaker of that I bought. And this right here, so this is interesting, and I'm going to jump into the peppercorns. I try to categorize these a little bit so they stayed in similar categories as I went down the line. So this is from India, and this is a special extra bold peppercorns, and they're black peppercorns, but they're really pungent. Hence the special extra bold. So these cost a little bit more. That's the label right there, if you guys can see that. These cost a little bit more than some of the other peppercorns, black peppercorns that they sell. I thought I'd try it out. I didn't see a big difference, to be honest with you. They're good, don't get me wrong. They're very pungent. That's good. However, I still like the Telecherry. So the India Telecherry, these are my favorites. I've been buying them for years. I put them in my pepper mill, fresh cracked black pepper. So on any of my posts, when you see that I mention Telecherry black pepper, this is what I'm using, and Penzeys is where I get it from. And that is from India, and it's Telecherry. And from what I can tell you, I'm not a peppercorn expert, but I can tell you from all the peppercorns that I've tried over the years, this is my favorite. It's very, very peppery. It's the best term that I can use to describe pepper. It's very peppery. It's very pungent. It's very good. Crack them, coarse, fine, however you're gonna grind them up. And I buy the peppercorns because they stay, more pungent, I guess, intact. And then when you grind them, obviously, but steaks, hamburgers, anything that I'm gonna use pepper on, finishing off, a nice, Alfredo pasta dish, something like that, and you want some black pepper on top. Very good quality, but that's also one of my favorites right there. So the Telecherry black peppercorns, I do recommend those in the mural of flavor. So we got that. This one here, moving on, is a poultry seasoning. I just got this one recently, and thought I'd try this out. I use this on poultry as well, the mural of flavor, and it's good. And I've used some other poultry seasonings from other companies and other brands, and lemon peppers. I've got probably 4, 5, 6 different brands of lemon peppers that I've experimented and tried and bought over the years that I've tried. And this one's really good for your classic, like, roasted chicken. If you imagine those savory flavors that you would normally use, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, just like the song goes. Those are the 4, classic, I guess, herbs for chicken. So this has sage, has white pepper, which is, white pepper is actually like an old family ingredient from my family that we used on poultry, going back to my grandfather, maybe my great-grandfather. For some reason, I don't know where it originated from in my family, but my family's always tended to use some sort of like white pepper in the seasoning when roasting or baking a chicken. So that's actually in here, so that was interesting to me, which is one of the reasons that I bought this. It's got bell pepper, it's got lemon peel, so a little bit of acidity. It's got savory, rosemary, dill weed, allspice, thyme, marjoram, and ginger. So a real interesting blend. Smells like a classic poultry seasoning. It's good. I've used it. I'm going to use more of it. This one here is pork chop seasoning. So I thought I'd try this one out. I like it. It's pretty good. This one has salt, garlic. So it does have salt, first ingredient. Garlic, white pepper, onion, ginger, natural hickory smoke flavoring. And the pork chop, it's all right. I really like the Bavarian better between the two, to be honest with you, but you might try that and give it a try if you're not sure what to season your pork chops with. That's what it's geared towards. This is Southwest seasoning. So that's that one right there, Southwest. So this one has salt, ancho pepper, onion, garlic, black pepper, Mexican oregano, cayenne pepper, cumin, chipotle, and cilantro. So it's got the whole mix, and it smells like a chili seasoning almost. So Southwest, you could probably put it on. I think I use this on like hamburger meat for tacos with the crunchy taco shells that you make at home. I think I used it on that. I think I've used it on grilled chicken before. It was pretty good. But it gives it a nice little Southwest flavor. This is Mitchell Street. So this one here, I also like looking for good steak seasonings. I hope you guys can see those labels, but if not, comment below. I'll be happy to respond to any of your questions about any of these seasonings and spices and my experiences with them. So Mitchell Street is a steak seasoning. I look for certain things in steak seasonings. This one has a couple of items that I like and a couple of items that I probably wouldn't use independently on steaks. But if you're looking for something a little bit different and you just want an good all around steak seasoning, this one's pretty good. And this is called Florida, and I like Florida. I really enjoy it. I mentioned earlier, I have about 5 or 6 different lemon pepper brands that I use, that I've tried to see which one I like best. And Florida, it's a seasoned pepper, has a really, really nice, pleasant, very nice, pleasant aroma. So what's in this is black pepper. It has citric acid, so it's got that acidity, lemon peel, acidity, garlic, orange peel, little acidity, and onion. So it's a really nice balance too. It's not over acidic, but it does have a really nice brightness to it. Great on obviously seafood. If you're going to saute some scallops or grill some fish or bake fish, I would definitely recommend this. I like it. It's a good all-around seafood seasoning, and I like the acidity. You might add a little bit of your, extra seasonings to this if you wanted to add a little bit more garlic. Like, who can not say you don't need more garlic? So you can always add more garlic. But that's a good one. I like that one. I do recommend it. Moving on. So this is a shrimp and crab boil seasoning. In case you want to boil shrimp or crab. In comparison to some of the other crab boils on the market, and then of course you get into the Cajun category of boils, which is a whole different flavor profile than like your traditional Old Bay seasoning style. This is closer to like an Old Bay seasoning. It's good. I've used it a few times. You can see I'm getting low on it. It's got yellow and brown mustard, allspice, coriander, cloves, bay leaf, necessity, obviously, ginger, telecherry peppercorns, chili pepper, dill seed, and caraway. And that's their shrimp and crab boil. So that one's worth trying. And I'm going to save these for the end. So we talked about the peppercorns and the telecherry, which I like. I also purchased some mustard powder, which is from Canada A. So all my Canadian friends up there, this is from your land. You mustard people up there. But I like mustard powder. I don't know if you guys have had much experience using mustard powder, or like, what do you use it for? Do you mix it with something and make mustard? I guess you could make like a mustard paste or something like that out of it. I actually love it on grilled lamb chops or grilled lamb. Mustard powder has a really, really good flavor. I wouldn't use like straight mustard because of the vinegar in it. I think it would give it too much bite, although you probably could use yellow mustard or brown mustard. But mustard powder doesn't have that vinegar, so remember, it's not mustard like the condiment. It's in a powder form, so you get the flavor profile of the mustard seeds. Now this isn't real strong like a brown mustard or some of the like German mustard seeds that like are almost like horseradishy, where you smell it and it's out your nostrils and very, very potent. So this is a milder mustard, and I like it. It's really good. But yeah, I like to coat like lamb chops and season them and coat it with this and then grill them. Is really, really good. It's also good on pork chops. You could put it on a steak if you wanted to and play around, give it a little bit more depth of flavor. But that's what I use that for. Bay leaves, which aka laurel tree leaves. If you've ever been to California, they got laurel trees growing out there. And, that's what bay leaves look like. They're just basically dried out big leaves. So these are from Turkey, is where they get these from. And they're really good, real pungent. Love bay leaves. I use them in soups and stews. Other dishes like sauces, I'll throw some in there. I believe barbacoa, it's very common to use bay leaves in barbacoa. But I use those. You can grind them up. It's also one of the ingredients in New Orleans style barbecued shrimp, which has nothing to do with barbecue, by the way, or barbecue sauce, or barbecuing. It's just called barbecued shrimp, but that's one of the ingredients. The recipe that my wife has is really good, and you actually grind those up, and that's incorporated into the butter broth that the shrimp are cooked into. And if you've never had New Orleans style barbecue shrimp, you haven't lived. My gosh, so good. Here's another one of my favorites, and this is Greek, and it's a Greek seasoning. I love this stuff. It's really good. I've been using it for years. Obviously, I buy it in the big bags because I use quite a bit of it. Really good on lamb also, along with the mustard powder. Makes a great combination. I make my famous grilled chicken. That's a rosemary Greek lemon garlic chicken that I love to make, and I could eat it for days, hot or cold. But I take this seasoning right here. I take the chicken breast. I slice the chicken breast in half lengthwise so they cook evenly, because you have the thick part and the thin part. So a little pro tip on cooking boneless, skinless chicken breast for you guys. You slice it thin down the middle, and some of them you can actually slice like into three slices if they're real big. But I slice it down the middle, put it in a Ziploc bag, put some of the Greek seasoning in there, some olive oil, bunch of lemon juice, some garlic powder, garlic cloves. If you want diced or chopped garlic in there, you could do that, and marinate it overnight. It's got rosemary in it, but you can no, it doesn't have rosemary in it, I'm sorry. So I do add rosemary to this as well. If you have some fresh sprigs at home from a rosemary plant, just peel them off, dice them up, throw them in the bag, or just throw the whole stems in there if you want. Either way, marinate it overnight, throw it on the grill, and it's amazing. So Greek seasoning, garlic cloves, lemon juice, and some rosemary, and you'll be really enjoying that. You can grill it, eat it with whatever side dishes you want. You can also, cold, when I mentioned I will eat it hot or cold for days. If you slice it up, it's perfect. It's the perfect grilled chicken for salads. So to put on top of salads is really good. Of course, you can repurpose chicken into about anything you want. So that's another one of my favorites, is the Greek seasoning. If you're Greek and you approve of that, comment below, let me know, because I would love to know if that's like an authentic Greek seasoning for you or not. But I like it. And moving on, so my wife bakes. I don't bake. I like to cook. She likes to bake. She's good at baking. I'm not so much good at baking. And so they do have a really nice line of vanillas. They got bourbon vanilla, they got vanilla beans, they got vanilla sugar, which is right here, which is a real interesting item. Vanilla flavored sugar, which is great for sprinkling on top of something. But they have a really nice selection of vanillas and different spices. And that's a pure vanilla extract. It's a single strength. They have a double strength. I don't know if they have a triple strength. They got the bourbon. They got Tahitian vanilla beans. So they really have a nice variety of vanillas. So if you're into vanillas or baking, you definitely got to go check out Penzeys website, or go to one of their stores and check out their vanilla products. It's really quite impressive, versus going to the grocery store and you have maybe a couple of different options as far as vanilla or vanilla extracts. And then this is a cinnamon. This is from Vietnam. It's Vietnamese, and this is an extra fancy cinnamon. It's really good. There is actually, and I couldn't tell you, to be honest, because I didn't think about looking this up before making this video for you guys, but There's actually cinnamon that's fake cinnamon. I don't know. It comes from the bark of a different tree, and it's not technically cinnamon, so it tastes like cinnamon, looks like cinnamon, but it's not actually cinnamon, but they call it cinnamon. I don't know, something like that. You guys can Google it, figure it out. But this is actually extra fancy cinnamon, so, but really good. If you want to make cinnamon toast or anything like that, it's really good. It's flavorful. It's cinnamon-y. Don't ask me how to spell that, but that's what it tastes like, so it's good. I'll never be able to repeat that again. So you guys, that's it. That's the Penzeys line. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys learned some stuff today. I hope that I gave you guys some helpful information as far as cooking and how to prepare your chicken. You've got, I don't know, about 20 something different ways of preparing your chicken now. So I hope that helped. So my name is Kerry Stessel. This is the Foodie Club channel. I appreciate you guys watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video, hit the notification bell. I'll keep making these videos for you guys. And until then, we'll see you on the next one. Eat well.